And now, fresh off a 30-year break from his life in over-the-air radio, here's the host of the most originally named 15 Years Too Late podcast, JaySapChats.
All right, welcome to a special edition of JaySapChats. You may recognize the guy with me as a many-time winner on the PGA Tour and a guy I've known for a really long time, Jim Furyk. Jim, great to see you.
Yeah, good seeing you. How you doing?
Yeah, doing well. So, big part of this is like people getting to know me and know my history and know my background. And the kind of reality is like you're a big part of that. Like I never would have been here if it wasn't for you. And, I want to take a walk down memory lane and talk to you about some things that like literally there's like 5 people in the entire world who either know or remember. And there two of them are on this call right now.
All right, let's do it.
All right, cool. So, before we get to that, and we'll transition to it, you were on the 99 Ryder Cup team at Brookline. That timing makes sense when I talk about how we got connected in a second. But you were also the vice captain, of the Ryder Cup this year. I don't want to talk about Friday and Saturday. I was there. I don't need to relive them. But Sunday, because you were part of 1999, which I consider to be probably the greatest moment, at least in my lifetime, in Ryder Cup, American Ryder Cup lore, and the vibe and the energy. And now you were part of the Sunday charge at Bethpage. I'm just curious if you could just kind of walk me through from your perspective, both and like the relationship between the two, the energy, and just sort of how you feel about that comparison.
Yeah, I think, in 2 totally different stages of my career, 99 was my second Ryder Cup, 29 years old, still pretty wide-eyed, bushy-tailed, not a lot of experience at a Ryder Cup. And, hearing, I think Colin Montgomery made the statement, like 4 points down, this is over. Team room and the rally and guys just, I went to bed that night with just in a pretty darn good frame of mind, considering we got our tails kicked for 2 days. We were 4 down. Hal Sutton played some unbelievable golf, won some matches, kind of held us in there and gave us a fighting chance, we'll say, on Sunday. And what sticks out in my mind is I think I played about the 10th match that day, but we front loaded our lineup, had some of our best players going off first, looking at 3, 4, and 5. I don't remember the order, but you had Davis, Phil, and Tiger going against guys that hadn't even played yet that week. And so why they were sent out so early in the day, I have no idea. It gave us a lot of momentum. And when our first 2 matches won, then those next 3 won. And in fact, our 6th match won. And all of a sudden we went from 4 points down to 2 points up. And I remember looking at the leaderboard when I was on about hole 6 or 7. There's a big leaderboard behind the green, and just seeing the sea of red going down the leaderboard. And in my mind, I think the match in the first 6, it was the closest. I think Tiger was 2 up in his match, somewhere on the back 9. And I was like, well, that's not going to lose. Let's just be honest. All of a sudden we're 2 up. And so now let's fast forward to this year. A little different circumstances. I'm in a different part of my career, a lot of experience, been involved with every Ryder Cup actually since 1997.
That's incredible.
So 7 points is huge. In fact, I don't think we've gotten beat pretty bad, but I think the worst we ever were going into a Sunday might have been 6. I think this might have been the worst beat down on Friday and Saturday. And so it seems insurmountable. I think our team room was interesting because I didn't see a lot of guys hanging their heads. I didn't see, I feel like we put up a heck of a fight on Saturday. Sorry about that. I feel like we put a heck of a fight up on Saturday. We got outplayed. I mean, if you look at the scoring, you look at how many under par each team was, it was absolutely incredible. I tip my cap. The Euros played unbelievable golf, but I think our guys were frustrated, but I don't think they were down on themselves. And And I think that had a lot to do with, I think the way Keegan addressed the team that evening. I think it had a lot to do with the leadership we had in that room. Guys like Justin Thomas and Xander Schauffele and Scotty Scheffler, guys that don't, Pat Cantlay, they don't get phased by too much.
Hmm.
They, you know, you never see them frazzled on the golf course. And I think that kind of rubs off on a team as well. And, our kind of cry the next day as our captains, we had someone in the room say, why not? I mean, why not just get out there and get after him? And it didn't look great. I'll be honest with you. It didn't look great early on. Those
Yeah.
first 4 or 5 holes we struggled with. We seemed to get ourselves in a hole almost every match. But slowly but surely, as we were making the turn and looking at the board and seeing a lot of red. I mean, Bryson was out there early, 5 down early, and all of a sudden he came fighting back
Crazy.
9. JT and Cam knocking in the putt, JT doing it right behind him, really gave us a feeling of so much momentum, so much red. And there was a point on that back 9. I was on number 12, standing next to Kevin Kisner when Cam Young knocked that putt in, and we were in a very similar spot when JT knocked his putt in, kind of watching our last groups come through. I just had this, adrenaline rush and thought that, basically, holy shit, like this really could actually happen. And so 7 points should be insurmountable. But we definitely put a lot of fear in the Euros that day. And I made a putt here, a putt there. Lowry doesn't make that putt on 18, and
It's one of
there's
the
a
best
good
shots
chance.
It's one of the best shots I've ever seen in the history of the game, to be honest.
There's a good chance.
Russell hit a great shot, and then for Lowry to come on top of him, and Russell hit a good putt, and then for Lowry to come on top of him with the putt, it's kind of mind blowing. So let's go back. We'll go back to '98. Did you know the story? So I had the idea for a one-day skins game in Philadelphia. I had just come off a radio gig at WIP. I was dealing with professional athletes. I knew the city was a big time city and would only accept the best players in the game. I went to pitch he took a meeting with me, your agent, Andrew Whitlieb, who took a meeting with me, and I pitched him on the event. Do you remember when he called you and pitched it or talked to you about it for the first time?
Maybe not verbatim or the exact. I mean, I remember.
It was 28 years ago. So not,
Yeah,
of course.
I remember the idea. I remember the need to get at the time Exelon involved, as a sponsor. We really wanted it to be, to raise some money and some charitable dollars there in the Philly area. And if I remember correctly, you had something to do with Wincoat. You were trying to kind of promote a new golf course and a new club and
Exactly
kind
right.
of an up and coming club. And so, it definitely touched a lot of different bases as we were going by and exciting. I mean, I think, my wife and I ran a charity golf tournament here in our hometown in Jacksonville for 10 years and then turned that into a PGA Tour Champions event the last 5. So that was kind of like the early beginnings of, having an event, doing something good for a community. And I grew up in Southeast Pennsylvania in Lancaster. So doing something for the community there that was fun. It brought folks out to watch golf, but also raise some money for charity. So heck of an idea.
So, yeah, I mean, it never happens without you, right? Like, so it became the Exelon Invitational, right? That was the first name of it. In fact, here, I'm going to slide some pictures up here, right? But that was the initial press conference, right?
Yeah.
And right, you remember Greg Cuccinelli, who ended up caddying for you in a bunch of these, and your name wasn't on it yet because that was the first one, and it became the Exelon Invitational hosted by Jim Furyk, and you were in charge of getting the players, right? You asked all the players to do it. So the first year, we have you, Justin Leonard, Lee Janzen, and Davis Love. And then a few weeks before the event, the timing of this is critical. The first event was September 13th, 1999. The Ryder Cup was in a few weeks. 2 weeks before the event, Davis pulls out because he was concerned about his back.
Okay.
And you replaced him with, you recall?
Was it John Daly?
Sergio Garcia.
Yeah, okay.
And it was the first time Sergio played It was his first event ever in the United States.
Is that right?
He was 19 years old.
Wow. That's
1999. Yeah.
That's crazy.
And
well,
the
you're
media,
saying
yeah.
Okay, that was 98? The 98 event?
That was 99. The event was 99 in September. And then we switched the event to June to be after the Memorial in 2000. And then it became an annual June event. But the first event was in September of 99.
I feel like Sergio, not to correct you, but I feel like Sergio would have played U.S. because that was the year of the Medina PGA where he hit that incredible shot against a tree, the big slice on 16. He went running up the fairway.
Yeah, I remember that.
Looked like Mario Brothers. That probably would have been like July of 99.
Yeah. Listen, I like my story better.
I'm just trying to fact check a little bit here.
Hey, listen, fact check away, right? So here's some headlines, right? We had great press for it.
Wow. I said that we weren't the favorites. Oh, wow.
How about this? Garcia gives the fans what they came to see.
Gotcha. Did he win?
He did not win this Skins game. No. Here was another one.
Did he swear a lot or something? What did he give him?
I don't know. I haven't reread the articles, but here's one. Here's a good headline for you.
Get skinned alive in Oxford. Wow.
No, Justin Leonard won the Skins game that year.
Well, Davis and Justin and Lee are very, very good friends. So no surprise that they would have been invited. And obviously, if Davis couldn't play, filling in with the young hot Spaniard was probably a big draw.
Was a big draw. You did a ton to promote the event. It never would have gotten the traction that it did. I'm not sure if you remember the traction in the crowds that first year.
Oh yeah. It was big.
It was big, and it was huge in big part because of you. But we did some active promotions along with Exelon, who was Pico Energy and transitioning and big in the city. Do you remember this day?
Yeah, I do very well, actually.
Okay, take me through it. You did batting practice with the Phillies.
Awful in batting practice. Yeah, I was terrible in batting practice. They had a redheaded pitching coach that threw the first couple by me so quickly. So then I was like, okay, I'm going to time the next one up. I'm swinging early.
Mm-hmm.
He decided that I couldn't catch up. So he threw the next pitch slow. I must have swung a foot ahead of the third pitch. And I got a couple out of the infield, but not many. It was pretty ugly.
It's not fair, right? You were a good high school, baseball player and a good high school basketball player. So you were always an athlete. So have you taken a crack at batting at a major league park since in batting practice?
No, I've thrown out a number of first pitches in both the major leagues and the minor leagues. I do it a lot here in Jacksonville for we have a double-A team, the Jumbo Shrimp. So about every other year I get invited to throw out the first pitch. I've done that a few times, and I did it at Yankee Stadium in 2018 for the Ryder Cup, which is that's probably the most nervous I've been throwing out a first pitch, because those folks up there, man, they'll boo you if you throw a bad one.
How was it?
It was a little low and away, but I got it back clean. It didn't touch the dirt. Catcher gave me a solid. Yeah,
good enough, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, listen, I just wanted to have you on and thank you. You've been such a big part of my story. It just never gets the start that it gets if you don't agree to do the Exelon. And, the event ended up lasting, 10 events. I think it ended up lasting.
At least 10, maybe 11. Yeah.
I think it was, it might have been 11. I think you're right.
Lasted a long time. We had a bunch of great names. I mean, David Duval, Ernie Els, you go down the list, Nick Price, we go down the list. We had VJ.
I mean, these were the first 2 years, by the way. Nick Price, Carlos Franco, Davis.
Who's up on the top left with the Nike? Who is that? I can't see what
That's Nick Price.
Oh, that's Nick?
Yeah, that's Nick Price.
All righty.
Yeah, Nick Price. I mean, he was one of my favorites for sure. Jesper was part of it.
Still.
Was he? Oh, he is.
Yeah, still is. Yep. I love him.
just a super chill guy and
Yep.
kind to people. And it was an amazing event for that purpose. I mean, it was corporate hospitality before corporate hospitality really took off. And we, I mean, you kind of pioneered it with the Exelon Invitational. So this has been a busy few weeks for you. You got to be tired. You just had the Constellation Champions Tour event.
Yep.
To benefit the Jim and Tabitha Furyk Foundation. Just tell me a little bit about the foundation, the work that you do there, and give people an opportunity to participate if they choose to.
So we started our foundation in 2010. Tabitha and I were doing a lot of charitable work here in our hometown. She was an education major, and when we met, she was looking for her first job as a teacher right out of college, and she never went on to teach. And I think this has been her outlet, kind of serving our community. And our foundation revolves around a lot of different children's charities. And so kind of our mission is to help children and families in need here in Northeast Florida. The event you talked about, the Constellation Furyk and Friends, is a senior tour event or a Champions Tour event, and we raise over $1 million every year. The first 4 years, I think we raised $4.7 million. So we just finished our fifth. We'll get over five, maybe, we'll get that tally up close to $6 million this year, most likely. So it's really, starting the foundation was a way to kind of, for Tabitha to bring our community together, to raise awareness for all the amazing causes that exist, and then also kind of band some of our community together to raise dollars and help folks. And it's just really been a great labor of love. It's been great kind of bringing our community together and see so much support year in and year out now for 15 years. And the event, our Champions Tour event really is a lot of fun. We all wear a lot of hats. We have a very small team. Our foundation is Tabitha and one other gal, and then our tournament team is about 4 folks. So between them, five to 6 folks run an entire Champions Tour event, and we all wear a lot of hats. It's a lot of fun. I'm all over the place, between practice rounds, between pro-ams, between the tournament rounds, and then every evening, Tuesday nights, sponsor party and concert. Wednesday night, dinner with Constellation. Thursday night, we had a concert out on the river. Friday night, Saturday night, concerts right after play, cocktail party.
By the way, concerts, you're talking about Jordan Davis, A-list acts. I mean, people who are like,
this year on Tuesday, we had Riley Green.
We had, which Jordan Davis is funny. I mean, you were actually friends with him before he was famous, right? I mean, you.
No, I didn't meet Jordan there. There's a couple. I'll tell you. There's a couple guys that love golf and I played junior golf against growing up, and so it's amazing the vehicle that golf has. I think back to my career, and if you ask me what's my favorite thing about my career and what I've been able to accomplish, I truly say it's the friendships. It's the people that we meet, and golf's the vehicle, but it brings people together from all walks of life. I mean, you were working at a radio station, folks in music, sports, business. I mean, we just meet so many amazing people, and that now I can call friends. And that's kind of what the Champions Tour event that we have, the reason it's, Constellation Furyk and Friends, is we just have so many folks, not only from our community that support the event, but that come in from all over the country to play in the pro-ams, to watch, to just be a part of it. And really, without the sport, I wouldn't have met any of those people, but for that matter, or very few of them. And so we feel very blessed for what the game's given us.
Jim, appreciate your time. Give Tab my best. And last but not least, I know you're a diehard Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Congrats on the AFC Central Championship. The division has collapsed inside of the entire first month. There is zero chance they don't win the entire the division. And if
I don't know.
What don't you know?
I don't know when's Lamar coming back. When's Lamar coming back? So
Baltimore's done. Cincinnati's done. Cleveland's Cleveland. I mean, this has got to be a dream sequence for you, right?
Well, we have Cleveland this weekend, so I'm not going to say it's bad. You don't think Joe Flacco's going to all of a sudden lead the Bengals to the promised land?
I just watched.
We have a lot of work to do.
I just watched Buffalo get beat by New England in Buffalo, so I guess you're right. Anything can happen.
Yep.
Crazy
Yep.
stuff. But hey, good luck to the Steelers the rest of the way. I always
appreciate
look at them on the scoreboard and think of you and root for you. So appreciate everything. Great to see you again, and we'll
Thanks,
catch up
Jay.
soon. All right, take care.
We
All
appreciate
right,
it.
bye, Jim.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to JaySapChats. I hope you leave a little bit better than you came. And here's wishing you a beautiful week.